Your host, Sid Cibrandi, CEO and co-founder at GitLab. And feel free to ask any questions verbally. I don't see any in the doc.
Hey, Sid, this is Daniel. I'll start with a softball. What is your take on Apple M1's chips, and are you leaning towards getting one of those laptops or stayed with the all Intel x86s?
Yeah, Danielle, thanks for that. I think it's an amazing achievement by Apple. The new M1s are much faster than the old chips to such an extent, and they have a really good translation library called Rosetta. And that means that even like a MacBook Air, which is like an entry model, is now faster than most of the Intel machines you can buy, faster than some like i9 processor machines. So Apple waited really long to make this transition. They could have pulled this transition earlier, but they waited until it was overwhelmingly evident that it's a big benefit. And not only are the machines faster, they also generate less heat, less noise, and have a longer battery life. All those are related to power consumption, but it's still like big benefits. So I'm not changing my laptop just yet, but for example, yesterday, someone mentioned, and very nice of them to mention that there was a high-pitched tone in my microphone. I suspect it's coming from my laptop fans that are on a lot of the time, and I can't wait to get an M1 for which that will be less true as far as I can see the reviews. And amazing achievement by Apple.
Cool, thanks, Sid.
And if we want to draw a parallel to GitLab, it's like integration is winning. Everyone thought that it wouldn't make sense to do software and hardware and everything else, but integration can be big benefits. And also, I think a big lesson is, look, there's benefits to just being at scale. Like, who would have thought that like the smartphone manufacturer would build better data processing chips and better chips for use in service? But that's happening because there's volume in smartphones, which means there's money, and there's money to invest in R&D. So you need volume, and I want to draw a parallel to us measuring Gmail. Like, we need people to use our stuff, and that will allow for further investments in R&D.
So it looks like I'll go ahead and just verbalize and then type my question in there. It looks like we're meeting the goal for the DMs in Slack, and I'm just curious if there's any maybe surprise is not the right word, but I think there was some conversation and questioning whether or not since the company had grown so much, maybe more DMs were a result of that. But it looks like we're definitely able to have all of our conversations out in a transparent manner. So just curious your thoughts on that. And we could probably flip that to green, I guess, if we're making it at the end of the year.
Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, I think it's due to a way of working, not due to company size. And I think it's tougher to do something in a public channel where there's more transparency. It takes more effort, like you have to create and name the channel, and it opens your conversation up to more scrutiny. So it's tough, but we're living our transparency value, and it's not scale related. It's work way related, and I appreciate everyone helping to reduce the amount of DMs and do more in named channels, either public or private.
And actually, I'm sorry, follow up. Maybe I'm reading the chart wrong too. Is it indicating that we're doing well, or that we're not meeting the goal yet? Because Slack messages that are not DMs should be. Yeah,
it should be up, and I think it's getting very, very close. So it got worse over time, and now it's trending up. You see this bending radius here, so we're getting close to 25%. So we're doing well. Now let's keep it going.
Cool. Thanks for the clarification on that.
Stan, thanks for asking a question.
Hey, Sid. Yeah, I was just wondering, a lot of US companies, Facebook, Google, have really struggled to break into the China market, and they've had to compete against the regulations in China and state-funded versions of their companies. So I'm curious if you have any ideas how we might avoid some of those pitfalls and what we're thinking there.
Yeah, because someone state whether it is a public or a private. I think this is a public live stream, so I'll pause the live stream. Oh, I can't. Moderator, would you be so kind to pause the live stream?
I think I can only